Well, here we go again for the second time in a week. We're going to be facing Manchester United, and to be fair, if you watched the last one that I did, you'll know that I wasn't very enthusiastic about it. I was a little bit disappointed with the way that we played, and I think Roy Hodgson was a little bit disappointed as well. However, as he said in the pre-match interview, that the team is going to be different. It's not going to be the same team. We're going to have all of the regulars back, or as many of the regulars as we've got fit are going to be back, and that means that it's going to be a better game, I think, because as I said in the previous video, when you've when we brought on Eze, when we brought on Gehi and Ozo, when we brought those on, we looked a better team. We played better, and we looked a bit more of a threat to Manchester United. Even though we didn't really get any further with it, we did look a bit more of a threat. We looked like we were taking the game to them a little bit more. So with the first team back as it is, we are, I think, going to be a bit more of a threat to Manchester United. Obviously, they've got regulars to come back as well, including Marcus Rashford. But I think that we've got more of an opportunity to get something from the game with the first team squad that we've currently got. Roy was asked about injuries, and he said that basically it's exactly the same as it was before the Carabao Cup. Apparently, Dean Henderson has had a scan on his muscle in his leg, and Roy said that it doesn't look good. Whatever that means, he didn't actually go into details about it, but he said he's having another scan in a week's time where they're going to reassess it and see if it is actually as bad as they first thought, or whether it's not as bad as they first thought. He didn't give a time scale as to how long he's going to be out, so we'll have to wait and see on that one. He also said that with Edouard, he said that it's a little bit too soon for him to come back in this game. He says he's got a slight muscle injury, which they're hoping to monitor, and he will be back soon, I think, because the way he was talking, he was just saying that it's too soon for him to come back in this game because they don't want to risk doing more damage to this muscle injury. So hopefully that means he'll be back in the next game or two, which isn't as bad as some of the other injury situations that we've got. So it'll be good for him. I think that means Mateta is going to start, which hopefully will be good. I mean, I think he's, he had a good chance against Manchester United in the Carabao Cup, and I think if we can get him on the ball, we can give him the ball, hopefully he's going to be able to put one of those chances away, because he's like Edouard was earlier. I think he's been knocking on the door for the last few games that he's been playing. So if we can get him in front of the goal and get chances to him, we might be able to get one or two of those converted, which would be good news anyway. And of course Eze will be back, as well as Ayew and Doucouré. No Lerma again, unfortunately, but with the team that we've got, the first team players we've got available, hopefully that means we're going to have a better game of it. Let me know down in the comments what you think, whether you believe that it's going to be a good game. Do you think we're going to win? Do you think we're going to lose? Whatever it might be, I think we might just be able to scrape a draw. I don't think we're going to win the game. I think we might get a draw, but anything can be better from the game against Carabao Cup, to be honest. So anything better than that would be a bonus for me. Anyway, there's also a little bit of transfer news for Hugo Mkhitaryan. Apparently, if you watched all the transfer news, you will know that quite late on in the transfer window over the summer, he was one of those that was touted as a possible player of interest to Crystal Palace and also to West Ham. PSG were looking to get rid of him, but he didn't want to go to Germany, which was apparently their favourite option for him. Since that time, he hasn't played in the league for PSG, and he hasn't played in the Champions League. Now, of course, that doesn't necessarily mean that he's being frozen out or anything like that. He could just have problems, or he could just have an injury, or maybe he's just not being considered part of the team. However, he hasn't played, and there are some rumours speculating that that means he will be able to get his want away in the January transfer window, perhaps. We'll have to wait and see on that, and also, of course, West Ham and us in the frame. It will depend, of course, on which one he wants to go to and how much money it's going to be. So keep your eyes on that as well. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll keep you up to date on all the transfer news that's coming on, as well as Palace news as and when it happens.